Hi friends, Phil here. Today I want to talk to you about not thinking about the past, right? Which is a really hard thing to do for most people. Most people are kind of like living in the past, and it isn't serving them to do that, right? You know, we have our future, which we don't know how much more we have of our future, right? If you think about maybe an hourglass where you have sand at the top, that is your future, and it's going away, right? As you see it kind of going through the hourglass to the bottom, right? At the bottom, that is maybe your past, right? And so most people are focused on the sand at the bottom. They spend their time thinking about all the things that went wrong, you know, all the mistakes that they made, all the things they could have done better, and they focus on the sand that's at the bottom of the hourglass. In the meantime, their future, right, is diminishing every single minute of the day, right? So as the sand is going down at the top and it's filling up at the bottom, and we spend all our time at the bottom, we're neglecting what might be our future, right? And we don't know how long our future is, right? We might have a lot of sand in there, or maybe it runs out today. Literally, my sand could run out today, right? And I don't want to spend a lot of time at the bottom of my hourglass thinking about my past if I don't know how much future I have. And really the only thing that matters is sort of that center point of the hourglass, right? We have the sand at the bottom, the sand at the bottom, the sand at the top, and then we have that little space in the middle. That is now. And that's really the only thing that matters, is right now. Now that doesn't mean we neglect planning for our future, right? And it doesn't mean that we don't learn from our past, but we shouldn't spend much time in our past and too much time worrying about the future, right? We can plan the future. We need to spend time in the now. What's going on now in your world, right? Can you just stop for a moment and be grateful for all the things that are positive in your life, and let go of all the things that maybe you can't control that might be negative? And I know there's a lot of things that we can't control that might be negative, but don't let those things that you can't control you. Focus on what you can control, focus on what you are grateful for, because that's really all that matters. And it puts you in a better state, right? I mean, if you're constantly looking in the past and feeling guilty about something, guilt makes you sick, right? If you're looking into the past and resenting somebody else, right, that also makes you sick. Both of those things, one's external, right, where we resent somebody outside of us for something that they did to us, or something that went wrong. And that outer resentment causes inner pain. And then we have guilt, which is we think about something that we did wrong, something that we could have done better. That's inner pain. Either one of those, the external or the internal, creates the same amount of pain for you. Don't do that to yourself. Whatever happened in the past that you did wrong, or whatever that happened in the past that maybe you wish you did better, you already paid the price for that back then. Why are you still paying the price for it now? You know, I had heard one time that a series of endings is how most people live. They live, basically, their life is a series of endings. Oh my word, I can't believe this went wrong, and that went wrong, and this went wrong, and I can't believe I did that, right? So their life is a continuous series of endings. I would recommend that you stop living that way if you're living that way, and make your life a series of beginnings, right? Because everything that's ever happened to you in the past has prepared you for what's next. It's prepared you for who you are now, right? You are the person you are because of all the things that happened in your past. And so if everything in your past has prepared you for what's next, right, then you know that what's next has got to be better, right? Because you've grown from all those things. As long as you've let go of those things and learned from them, right? And you can continue to move forward, right? You know, advancements of all kind are always preceded by a crisis, right? Something bad happens, you learn from it, and then you move forward, right? This is really the essence of life, right? We're always going to have things happen to us, but what are we doing? Are we learning from them, or are we just continue to worry about them and complain about them? So the reality is this: if we want to change, now I want to give you at least one actionable item that you can take, okay, to get out of your negative past and hopefully move into the now so that you have a better future, right? We don't know what the future is, but we do know what we can do right now, okay? So the one thing that you can do right now is remove the negative thinking, right? And replace that with something more positive. Here's what I mean. There's this law called the vacuum law, right, of prosperity. In other words, this law states that the universe doesn't like a vacuum. It doesn't like empty spaces, right? So for instance, if I want to put something else, so I have this glass here on my desk, I can't put anything else where this glass is until I move the glass, right? There's no possible way, right? I have to move that. But once I move that, I've left space for something new. The more I spend in my head thinking about all the negative things that have gone on in my life, the less room there is for positive things to come into my life. I have to remove that negative thinking so that I create a vacuum for something more positive in my life. I have to remove the things in my life that are negative in order to make room for those things that are positive. So both physically and mentally. So I'd recommend that you start looking at the things in your life that are negative and remove them from your life, okay? And the things that are negative in your mind, you need to remove those as well. And when they creep back in, be prepared to reinsert. Okay, think about something positive. Always have some positive thought queued up to replace the negative thought. Remember, it doesn't matter. The past is the past. There's nothing we can do. We can't control it. The future is unknown. And guess what? Like I said earlier, I don't want to be morbid here. It could be short, right? So why are you living in the past or maybe worrying about the future? Why don't you live in the now, this present moment right now? Be grateful for what you have. Look, for me right now, right? I have a home. I have a beautiful family, right? I'm breathing. It's good, right? The sun is shining. There are a lot of bad things happening in this world probably around me, right? But I'm not going to let those things that I can't control me. And you may not have all the things that your neighbor has or that I have, but you have some things that I don't have, and you have some things that your neighbors don't have. It could just be your health. So find the things that you do have and be grateful for those, okay? Think about the now, what you're doing now, and how that can affect your future. So do positive things now, which will give you more positive outcomes in the future. And learn from your past. Don't live in the past. And certainly don't keep punishing yourself for something you did a long time ago. That doesn't serve anybody. Hope this helps. If you like this video, share it with somebody. And if you think that somebody could use this video, share it as well, okay? But click the like button if you liked it. And I hope that you found value in what I shared with you today. And I look forward to sharing with more information with you that I've learned through my series of personal growth over the last couple of decades. Thanks again for watching.